course, Team USA basketball, they got to stir up some drama. They got to stir up some drama with Paige Bueckers hitting a shot on Caitlin Clark. They got to stir up some drama, and of course, just setting both of them up to get cooked in the comments.
The USA basketball team just released some training videos, and honestly, the internet went absolutely crazy in no time. What happened was Paige Bueckers made just one basket while Caitlin Clark was defending during a normal practice exercise. The way people reacted, you'd seriously believe someone had won a major tournament right then and there. But here's the real story behind all this. USA Basketball understood perfectly well what would happen when they shared that particular video clip. They're creating conflict between two groups of supporters who already don't get along very well, and they're doing this on purpose. Consider this: Caitlin supporters have been waiting 5 whole months to watch her compete in any real game situation, and this practice video is all we finally received. Naturally, everyone went completely wild about it.
Act like CC wasn't getting PB to turn over that ball last time like they played last time they played like 3 times. Yeah. Paige Bueckers thought Caitlin Clark was on her team. She turned the ball over so much. I hope you all are monitoring the negative, nasty comments from those.
So I want to ask you something, and I truly want your honest opinion here. How does a single practice basket during regular training cause this much total madness and angry arguments? Please share what you think in the comments section, because I really want to know what this entire mess tells us about basketball supporters nowadays and the way we watch and respond to videos. Now, let me explain what really happened here. The Team USA basketball account shared training videos from their camp currently running in North Carolina. One specific video made the whole internet go into what can only be called a complete frenzy. Paige Bueckers scored a basket while Caitlin Clark was guarding her during what any basketball expert would recognize as just basic defensive training. Nothing special or exciting happened, yet the responses came flooding in immediately and were honestly totally extreme when you really think about the situation. We need to be really clear about what we actually saw in these videos, because people have blown this way out of proportion. This was practice training, folks, not some serious head-to-head battle, not an important game session with real consequences. It was simply routine defensive training where athletes practice improving certain abilities and dealing with different playing scenarios. Paige took a shot and made it. Caitlin was defending exactly as she should have been. That's seriously all there is to it. That's the complete truth right here. Nothing more exciting or important than that. But what really bothers me is this: USA Basketball understood perfectly what kind of response they'd receive when they shared that exact video. Think about this carefully. They easily could have shared countless other moments from that very same training session. They could have displayed Caitlin making those famous long-distance shots she's known for, Cameron Brink's blocking shots powerfully, or any other extremely skilled athletes making amazing plays. But no, they specifically selected the video showing Paige scoring while Caitlin defended. And they definitely understood it would create huge activity on every social platform. They completely succeeded too, because the comments area instantly turned into what resembled an online battlefield.
Oh, got you!
Caitlin Clark supporters jumped to protect her incredibly quickly, and their points actually had merit when you consider them. They were mentioning that this was just a single play during training, that Caitlin hadn't played for 5 full months while healing from an injury, and that training exercises don't really prove anything important about skill levels anyway. At the same time, Paige Bueckers supporters began acting victorious like she just earned the championship trophy or something, behaving like this single training shot somehow demonstrated something groundbreaking about which player is truly better. But here's what's actually true that both supporter groups completely ignore, and it's really annoying. Top-level athletes score against each other constantly. Like all the time. That's simply what occurs when you match excellent offensive players against excellent defensive players in any basketball environment. Sometimes offense succeeds in that moment. Sometimes defense succeeds. A single play during practice training reveals absolutely zero, and I mean zero, about overall player quality. But here's why social media creates problems and why USA Basketball understood this would explode. Balanced thinking doesn't create activity or attention. Extreme opinions and group loyalty, that's what makes people excited about commenting and spreading content. So rather than sensible conversation, we received comments like Paige is finally happy to win something, which is unfairly mean considering that Paige has dealt with serious injuries affecting her college career that stopped her from competing for titles through absolutely no mistake of her own. Then we received comments from the opposite side like Paige thought Caitlin was on her team because she lost the ball so often, referring to their college games where Caitlin's Iowa squad actually defeated Paige's UConn squad several times. The nastiness is truly ridiculous, and USA Basketball absolutely understood it would turn out exactly like this when they chose to share that video. They're not unaware or foolish about these matters. They know the supporter groups, the current rivalries, and the enormous attention that results from even the tiniest hint of conflict between Caitlin and other top athletes. What gets completely forgotten and ignored in all this created controversy is what genuinely matters for basketball and these athletes' improvement. Both Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers are remarkably skilled basketball athletes who are present to help Team USA get ready for serious worldwide competition against the planet's best players. They're not rivals scheming against each other. They're colleagues working toward a shared objective of representing their nation. The notion that we must transform every single moment between them into some kind of final proof about superiority is genuinely tiring and prevents us from enjoying what we're really witnessing. The training videos revealed Caitlin appearing remarkably skilled after 5 months totally away from competitive basketball. She was moving smoothly, shooting with that recognizable confidence we recall, defending with enthusiasm and real commitment. For someone who missed most of the WNBA season handling knee injuries, she appeared surprisingly prepared to compete at the top level. One expert mentioned something really valid, observing that it's actually remarkable how involved Caitlin remained with the Fever season even while injured and unable to participate. That psychological challenge of sitting aside when you desperately wish to compete is extremely tough, particularly after transitioning straight from an amazing college season into the WNBA with essentially no actual rest and then suddenly being required to observe from the sidelines. The reality that she stayed visibly involved with her squad, encouraging colleagues from the sidelines, remaining mentally attached to the sport, that genuinely shows real growth and professional behavior. The training videos also revealed Caitlin in correct defensive positions several times, actively focusing on that aspect of playing. The story that she's a total defensive weakness has accompanied her throughout her whole career and is often quite unjust. She won't become an outstanding defender, but she's certainly not the easy target that certain critics portray her as either. The reality that she's obviously putting in effort on defense during Team USA training indicates she completely recognizes that's an aspect where she can grow and wishes to prove she can compete against top competition. Paige Bueckers' presence at this camp is genuinely quite meaningful. She's recovering from her own injury problems and is actively attempting to restore her status as one of the genuinely outstanding players in women's basketball. The excitement surrounding Paige when she initially joined UConn was totally enormous. She was expected to become the next amazing college athlete, the fresh icon of women's basketball. Then injuries totally ruined her path, and by the moment she was ultimately healthy again, Caitlin Clark had already emerged as the powerful presence in college basketball. That's absolutely not Paige's responsibility at all. Injuries occur and they're heartbreaking. But it does establish this fascinating situation where Paige is attempting to recover some of that attention that moved to Caitlin during her injury-filled season. A single shot in training doesn't achieve that objective obviously, but it provides her supporters something to celebrate and strengthens this rivalry story that USA Basketball obviously wants to encourage for activity reasons. The comments noting that people were unavoidably going to make this whole scenario strange were completely correct. Within just minutes of the video being shared, the whole discussion had collapsed into total group conflict between supporter bases. Any logical conversation about genuine basketball disappeared immediately in favor of protecting your chosen player and criticizing the other one. Someone commented that as a Paige supporter, if anyone's going insane about her dominating Caitlin in this video, they don't understand basketball and are simply being strange. That's genuinely a surprisingly sensible perspective in all this disorder. Training videos of a single play don't demonstrate anything meaningful. Both athletes have scored against each other throughout their careers. That's simply what outstanding offensive athletes accomplish. They discover methods to score against defenders, even truly strong defenders. The mention of Paige enjoying a good fake move is completely correct. That's an important element of her offensive strategy. She's clever, extremely talented, understands how to generate room and release her shot in difficult scenarios. Caitlin has her own full collection of techniques too. The backward three-pointer from crazy distances. The quick shot from virtually anywhere beyond midcourt. The capacity to shoot while dribbling from 30 feet away. Both are remarkably talented offensive athletes who can score in several different methods. What's truly annoying about this whole scenario is that we finally got to watch Caitlin participating in genuine competitive basketball after 5 extended months of waiting and questioning. Not simply shooting from a holder in some vacant gym somewhere, not training alone, but genuinely competing against real defenders, making instant decisions, participating in exercises that copy real game scenarios. That ought to be the genuine story here. Caitlin's returned and she appears prepared to compete. Instead, the story transformed into being about a single training shot that Paige made while she defended and the following supporter group conflict in the comments area. USA Basketball received precisely the activity they desired, but by sacrificing what should have been a recognition of skilled athletes collaborating together into totally manufactured conflict.